What is up, YouTube family? JT&E Backyard Orchard here, coming to you with a banger. Today we did a little run to our local nursery, Luis Nursery. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for all your help and getting what I wanted today. And also thank you to the one person who helped me get what I wanted and also gave me something, a little piece of something else, which I'll get into a little bit into the video, to kind of help the tree that I got instead of having to buy a whole nother tree, because they didn't have the multi-graft tree that I needed or wanted. So let's go ahead and jump in today's video, show you what we got going on. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment down below if there's any questions you got about this video towards the end, or watching it in the process of what we're going to be doing. Go ahead and comment down below. But yeah, let's jump right into today's video. All right, so this is our haul that we got for 2026. Pretty sure this is probably going to be it for this year. So we got a Galaxy Peach, and this is on an Ultra Dwarf rooting stock. I got it in a bag. If I could show you, I'll try and pull up a picture of how they have them at Luis Nursery and probably some other nurseries. These are bare root right here. So this is what we got. We're gonna do a separate video on this one, planting into this whiskey wine barrel. But for this video, we got ourselves Flavor Supreme Pluot, and that run us about $42. Now, if you know anything about Pluots, Pluraries, Plumcots, oh yeah, that's a Plumcot. Pluraries, Pluots, Pluraries, they all need a cross-pollinator. So this is what I was talking about right here. So that Flavor Supreme Plumcot gets pollinated by Flavor Queen Plumcot. So they had in stock at the beginning of this year, which I went there a little bit late, called a little bit late. They had a multi-graft, so they had a Flavor King with the Flavor Queen and a Santa Rosa Plum. Now all three of those cross-pollinate each other. So for us, you know, they didn't have it. So for us, what I did, you know, and the lady who helped me at Luis Nursery, shout out to her again. Like I said, I just kind of talked to her and I'm like, you know, I really don't want to buy two trees. It's $42 for the ones in the pot right now, which isn't bad. If you go to the big box stores, they're like upwards of like $60 to $80, depending on the variety. But I was like, you know what, can I just have a couple pieces of scion? I know how to graft, let's get it done. And she's like, you know what, cool, no biggie. I appreciate that. I appreciate, you know, for asking, instead of just going and, you know, cutting it off, ripping off, whatever. So definitely, if you're gonna get scions from any other nursery, big box store, go ahead and ask first. Sometimes they're just gonna say yes. I got lucky and they did. We like growing backyard culture, ultra culture style. These branches are kind of high, but what I plan on doing with this tree is kind of using this as my graft wood to go ahead and put onto our Blenheim apricot tree. So I'm gonna have kind of like a fruit salad going on as far as Plumcots, Pluraries, Apriums, and apricot. And so these two varieties are gonna help each other down the road, cross-pollinate each other and get us fruit. And in our area, which is kind of crazy, these are already starting to break dormancy. As you can tell, the blossoms, you know, they're already. So this is the Flavor Queen. That's the Flavor Supreme, and it's already starting to break dormancy. My trees in my area are not. You can kind of see. I mean, check out my other videos that I just did on fruit tree spray. They're not breaking dormancy yet. Now that could be microclimate, that could just be variety. This variety is early, what is it, harvest time is early June, and some of my nectarines and all that is July, going into August. My apricots, for my Blenheim apricot, it is earlier June, July, but this one hasn't woke up yet, which is okay. We've had slightly overcast weather, a lot of fog lately, so could be a factor. But like I said, for these ones, they're already starting to break dormancy, so I'm gonna go ahead and graft these on. I'm gonna show you what we need, and we'll get right into it. All right, so I've already grafted on my apple trees. I don't have any videos of that, but I am gonna start doing some videos of some grafts. I have these grafts of the what I'm about to do right now, and then I also got some grafts from my buddy, or some scion wood from my buddy, some more apricots, and then I have, I believe it's another nectarine scion wood. The scion wood is unknown. So the scion wood that my buddy gave me, he got from another guy, and he knows the varieties, but not getting too much detail. It's another nectarine, and it's another apricot. So I'm going to be doing those later on in another video. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and graft these on. I might put one of these on my apricot, depending on how many I can get on here. But I really want these on here just to where they cross-pollinate and they're right next to each other. So I might wait until these start taking and then put some on here later on. And then once a lot of this starts growing down here, what I'll do is I'll probably bring this down a little bit lower right here to where all the scaffolding comes in, but that's in the future. So right now we're just going to go ahead and graft this on. All right, so all you're going to need is your scion wood. So this is the Flavor Queen, and it's been going on to the Flavor Supreme. Some kind of graft tape. I have two different ones. I can't remember which one I like more, so I just grabbed both. And then you got yourself a grafting knife. Something really sharp. I already disinfected this to where you know, there's no cross-contamination, or the last time I used it. So I disinfected it. It's still sharp. I checked it. You can use either one of these, but I like using this one. And then that's all. All right, so as far as, I'm getting this zoomed up right now so you can probably see a little bit better. If I need to, I'll zoom it in a little bit more. But you basically want to match up size diameter. So like this one and that one match. These are kind of skinny as far as scion wood. You really want pencil size, which is kind of more this size to this size. This is a little bit bigger than a pencil, but you know, it'll work. And then you want to make sure there's viable buds on there also, which they already got some popping out, which is a good time because that means the sap is flowing. The cambium layer, you can see it's green in there. Everything's good. This one right here matches up pretty well on diameter, so we're gonna go ahead and do that one. So this one on here that I'm taking off, I'm probably gonna save, and then I'm gonna put on my apricot tree. And then once this one starts going, I'll wait for these to get bigger. When the buds start breaking, have some more pop out on here that get more around this size, and then I'll put some more of that on the apricot tree, and then it'll just keep going, and I'll have some kind of like a fruit salad tree right there. That one looks good. All right, so the other thing you need is some pruners. These are my Felcos. Or these are the Felco 2s. Can't remember what number it is. This is the 910 carrying case for it. And then I also have the sharpener. You need these just to cut the tree, the branch, and then also trim off the scion wood once you get it on there. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, sharp. All right, could be cool and put this on my belt buckle, but I'm just gonna put it in my sweater because I ain't that cool. But yeah, so all right, so basically we're just going to cut this right here where we're going to graft it to where it's right here in this area, right about there, right around there. So I got them both cut kind of at an angle. All right, so the graft I'm going to be using is whip and tongue. If you're familiar with grafting, it's whip and tongue. All right, so the whip part is where you make that slant cut like that, and then the tongue part is where you just kind of go a little bit down where you did your whip, and then you just rock it just a little bit to where you get in there like that, and you make a little tongue. Right here you do the same thing. It's kind of hard to do it on the tree. What you're really looking for is a good cambium layer, which is that green lining right there. Okay, that looks like a good area. And then you just kind of cut in a little bit, rocking back and forth. Just until you start getting in there to make that whip or that tongue. And then basically open up both sides. So they're holding good right there, and once you wrap it, that's gonna close. Alright, so you basically just start wrapping as tight as you can. You just want to make sure there's good contact between the cambium layer, the scion, and the branch. And then you want to do that all the way up the branch. You do have to wrap this for not a lot of moisture gets up in there. See, that ain't coming loose, and from what I can tell when I looked, it was pretty well that graft was holding. I mean, pretty steady. It's been a little while since I have grafted, about 3-4 years. So hopefully this takes. If it doesn't, I mean, the good, the bad, I'll show everything. It doesn't matter. Probably do another graft on there, but I mean, you got the basic gist of it. There's other grafts you can use. I use the whip and tongue. There's bark grafts. There's wedge grafts. There's where you can do bud grafting too. I've only really had succession with whip and tongue so far. Thinking about doing the wedge graft maybe, or I'm just gonna do the whip and tongue just because I have had the only succession with that. All right, well, that's gonna do it for today's video. We just wanted to do a quick video on this graft. If there's anything that I missed or you have any questions, concerns, go ahead and drop that down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe. If you're tuning into this and you're not subscribed, we're trying to reach 500 subscribers. Right now we're at 240, I believe. Let's get to 300. We appreciate everything. Thank you guys for tuning in today. And we're gonna do what my daughter always says. Go ahead and boom that button, y'all, and we'll see y'all on the next one.